Hey guys, Lanesh Devotee here again, playing against T-Mind and his Baharroth deck that he's working on. He's pretty good with it. He's got some interesting things he does with Bahar. I'm trying out a bit of a Nahumekh deal here. Trying to set my enslavement. My theory with Nahumekh here is I have some terrible cards in this deck, but they are very, very cheap, and theoretically they fuel his ability. And as you can see in my hand there, I've got a Doomsday Arc. So theoretically, I've managed to get occasionally area effect quite large for the Doomsday Arc, which is good against just about everything. I start off with a recycle, get rid of a couple of things that I don't need, the Decaying Warrior Squad, so I can pile them back in if I need to. The Cultist, not so great early game. And I'm digging to see if I can get to my staff to get in more factions quicker, but I've set to Tau to start with so that I can put in the Vashya Trailblazer, which I think is decent with Nahumekh because of its mobile ability, so it's able to move out of the way if anything comes on to kill it and keep fueling my ability. I've got the Rogue Trader, which is good, and that's about all I ended up with after the recycle there. I've also got a Penal Legionnaire, so you can see what I mean by terrible cards, and I've got a Cabalite. Now, I wanted to have as many factions as I could. I wanted to have something from every faction, so theoretically I could get up to minus 7 HP just by being opposite my Warlord, in theory anyway. And I decided to go with the Cabalite. I like the cheap cards with no command, because I can put them down on like Planet 5, and it's really unusual for the opponent to want to try and kill them off because I'm not actually getting command out of it. But if they do go there, it's kind of not winning them a lot. But I figured with the Cabalite, if they do kill it, I draw another card. I don't know if that's actually worthwhile enough, but I thought I'd give it a go. So that was my turn. And I think I have to remind T-Mind to have a turn. Yeah, so I reminded him, and he throws out a Survivalist. Good, solid card. He's not actually putting that there. I was a bit surprised. I thought he was going to kind of bluff at first planet and hope that I wasn't going to go there. And then, yeah, he noticed, and he meant it to be on Planet 5, not Planet 1. There we go. But I don't have a lot of starters here. I was thinking I could possibly put out the Doomsday Arc instead, but I really don't want to put that out until I've already got a little bit of fuel for its ability, because that's why it's in my deck, is for that ability, and I just don't have a lot of... I want to save it until I'm using it. That's what I'm trying to say. But that does mean I've got not the best bits and pieces here. I could have tried to cover the Survivalist. Maybe I should have done that. I wanted it to be somewhere where it had two options of where it could move, and I realised I was playing against a mobile Warlord, which means he can find me quite easily, which is a bit scary. The jet bike on the Survivalist I thought was quite a nice idea. Keeps it alive, lets him jump around and get command where he can get command. That's really quite nice. I like that. So I don't think there's a winning condition until Planet 5. So it's a longish game. I did that one to just sort of stop him. I wanted to stop him getting that big bonus. I'm not sure if that was the right idea. Really want to keep them alive. I need some command, and they'd win that command. I do have hate. I'm set to Tau, and he might... Oh no, sorry. Obviously he doesn't have Tau, so I think I decide to use my hate up because I'm not likely to use it anytime soon. Although, gosh, if I'd set to Eldar, that would have been helpful. If I decided to put out that Viper as my first sort of idea, and then I could have hated one of his things, that might have been a better idea for my first turn. That's right, so I shield with it. So I keep the command there. I'm happy with that. Just looking at my lack of options. Yeah, because it was my turn, obviously, wasn't it? I keep forgetting I shield and then I think it's my turn. But I'm done. So I've got nothing else I can do, which is not very good. I'm not thrilled about that at all. He puts out a Slith, which is a good call for him, obviously. He uses it to keep his command over there for 1 point. That's pretty decent, and that's good. Right, so Planet 1's not a bad idea, just to get some icons, I feel. Or I could try and face off the Slith and the Survivalist, clear out some of his command. I can't remember what I choose to do here. Yeah, so clearly I'm thinking through those options. And in the end, I decide to go to Planet 1. I decide to see if I can win that first planet. I was thinking I can defeat Baharroth on the first planet if he ends up there, but actually now that I look at it, I don't have any shields. I suppose I'd draw one, so... Took me a moment there, I'm not sure what I was waiting on. So I get some cards, I might get some shields, that would be helpful. No shields. I think I've kind of mixed two ideas in this deck because movement between planets has become such an important part of the game. I've got the Shroud Cruiser to move elites around. I've got the Viper, which is mobile. You'll see later, I think, I've got Venomous Fiends, which are mobile. And Nahumekh comes with Obedience, which allows you to move any non-Necron. And so I feel like I've done two things here. One is trying to maximize how much I can move those elites around. The Viper can follow things, things can mobile around, they can get shifted by Obedience, all that sort of thing. But then I've also got this low-cost fuel the out-of-faction effects. And I think part of my problem with this deck is that I'm trying to do those two things at once. And it would be better for me to just stick with one of them. Either have a few elites that move around and try and get them out and be effective, or not so many of those elites, but a stronger set of out-of-faction things. So he jumps over to ping the Trailblazer again. I don't have much I can do about that. I tried to get my Trailblazer out of the way, but it's dead now. So already my out-of-faction is less helpful than it should have been. But, so I decided to dig, see if I can get that staff. That's what I'm looking for here. If I can maximize that, that's better. So Sautek, I was thinking, okay, great, I've got lots of different factions. I can bump up the card draw a little bit. That will be helpful. So that's why I got the Sautek. Can't do anything there. I'm thinking I've got lots and lots of cards, all sorts of things. That should be fine. So random discard, and I lose the card I just chose. So that kind of sucks. That was something I was quite hoping to do something with, but it's gone. Alright. Then I'm done, he's done, we'll end that turn. Promotion and another STC. I've got quite a few cards and they're just not the greatest ones. So I don't want Tau anymore. I'm going to chuck out my freebies. Gives me a bit of a stall out, and then I don't know what else I'm going to put out, but I can stall out a little bit and see what he does. Bonesinger's a bit of a worry. Bonesinger, I think, is one of the reasons why support destruction. You should probably have some in a deck. Just something that you can use. See, in here, see, I put it opposite a command unit. There's no reason for him to go to that planet to try and kill it. That's the sort of thing that I'm thinking of when I use the Penal Legionnaires. Okay. put out a Viper. Yeah, good use there. And he can bounce it to any planet using that jet bike, and yeah. So I decided to throw that somewhere particularly not useful. Which he notices. Jank. Yeah, it is probably a fairly janky deck. Yeah, area effect X number of non-faction. Yeah, yeah. I would have loved to have seen a build up in the ability for this non-faction Necron sort of thing to be stronger, you know. I decided I might as well throw those out. Cool, I go for the Doomsday Arc at this point, and I'm thinking I can move it to Planet 1 if I want to. I'm beating Command on Planet 2. It's handy. It's got Area Effect 1, which isn't great, but hopefully that'll build up. So, I don't know. It's worth a try. And where do I go now? Planet 1 again, I think? 4. I see. I don't know if I should have done that, because now he can kill the Penal Legionnaire in the fight. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Maybe I should have gone to 5. If I was going to go to not Planet 1, you know, I should have gone well, not Planet 1. Or I should have put the Legionnaire somewhere else, because I knew I wanted to go to 4 and kill the Slith if I could, and say, you know, use my Rogue Trader. So I think that's a bit of a poor decision on my part. He goes to 2. Just very handy thing he can do is just jump to Planet 2 and see if he wants Planet 1. That's one of the benefits of Baharroth, definitely. Okay, so I don't get a lot. Yeah, these... See, part of why I put them in was to help me dig for the staff. The staff is so huge for Nahumekh, but I don't want to lose them, so not great. Maybe I should swap them out for Earthcast Technicians, really dig for the staff, but I don't want to overload on any one particular faction, you know. But, you know, if I took them out and swapped them for Earthcast Technicians, then I would have I would only have 6 factions instead of potentially the full 7, which is part of what I'm thinking of with this deck. And maybe I should just live with that, you know. 6 area effects pretty potent most times as well anyway. So that might be just something I'll have to decide on. So this is me thinking about whether or not to move it over, and I guess I decide not to. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have moved it over. It probably would have fought pretty well against Baharroth. Yeah, I probably should have, and then I would have had a blue card. So that's probably a bit of a misplay on my part there as well. I probably should have challenged him on that. Made sure he had to do something to try and beat me. Oh, no, I was thinking he's got the Survivalist and the Viper. They would have been able to move over. They would have done the job. Maybe I should have forced him to do the job. I don't know. I would have lost a lot of stuff. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to try and get the Slith, and then I realised he can jump the Viper and stop me there. So yeah, if I'd have done the Doomsday Arc over, that would have stopped him using the Viper and the Survivalist to potentially come and cause a problem on Planet 4. And yeah, then this wouldn't have been such a waste, which it really turned into. Look at this, is just nothing really happened here at all. I ran away, he killed off one of my factions, and then he jumps anyway, which I wasn't expecting. Look, I was about to shield, literally about to shield, and he did grab the Viper, and I went, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I should have forced that trigger early, and then I would have been able to win that planet. Iridial. I would have been able to probably heal up some of Nahumekh if I'd needed it. But yeah, so that was a waste. That entire turn was me messing up. I think that's where I could have done something a bit better than I did. So things to bear in mind, things to learn from. So there you go, there's the chaos there now. So I've got the elite movement stuff sitting there, and I'm thinking, what do I want to set for my slaves now? I've only got one faction out now. I could put out the Tau again. I could try and get these Dark Eldar out, but you know, part of them is the card draw, and I think I'm going to have to swap them out for something else in this janky deck of mine. Oh yeah, I go for the Dark Eldar this time. But I was thinking also with my Fiend, part of the reason I can't do anything with the Fiend, I've decided to go for the draw there, clearly, just give me card draw. Oh, and then he points out, it's a Cabalite, so it triggers his effect, and would kill itself by turning up, which isn't what I intended at all. Maybe I should have just accepted it, taken the card draw, and put the other Cabalite right down on, like, Taurus, right at planet 5. Yeah, I think that might have been worthwhile as well, just to try and dig a little bit faster, maybe. So I put it there because, again, I want to put it somewhere where he doesn't want to trigger a battle, because he's already winning there so much, so why would he want to trigger a battle there? That's the thought. Raiding Portal's cool. Quite a neat little combo there. Put out the other one of these. Because, you know, the Cabalites would be a 0 cost, just like the Legionnaires and things, if it wasn't for that effect, being able to draw a card when they die. That's basically all you're paying for, I reckon, there. And I suppose Cabalites become a more useful trait anyway, though. It's built up a bit. Yeah, maybe I should have put that first one in just as card draw. But oh well. Alright, so I've got -2 from my Warlord effect and area effect 2 on my arc. Alright, so I've got something. Yeah. Bone Singer's so good. I know a lot of people didn't like it when it first came out, but oh, it's just really handy. The fact that it's not unique, I think, is what makes it so handy, because you can just maximize how many you've got. I'm pretty sure that you're going to be able to use it. And he's got another Viper, and I realised that the Vipers on his side of the board can follow my Fiends, they can follow my Arcs if I use the Shroud Cruiser, and that's really not helpful, you know, like, all my little tricks that I might be able to pull off, he can do himself, you know, he can meet me, and that combination of the Survivalist with a jet bike and the Viper on a tricolor planet, what do I do? Like, it can literally just choose to hit me for effectively 6 at any point, and that really puts a cramp on where I go, what I can do with my Warlord. What can I do? I suppose with the -2 HP, if I went to planet 3 now, I could use the -2 on the Survivalist. That might be worthwhile. Maybe that might have been worth trying to do, but it's difficult. Yeah, maybe that would have been. So basically, this commentary is me going, oh, that might have worked. Oh, I could have done that. We'll see if I learn from any of it. Planet 1, I'm not sure what I'm thinking to go there. I think I'm just wanting to avoid being hit by the Viper and stuff if possible. But I don't think this is going to do it. Yeah, if I'd gone to 3, he still would have won, but I might have been able to knock out that Survivalist at least. That would have been good. Always a good move. Go and get some extra command down at the end. Nicely done. Drudgery. Now, I put this in here kind of because I'm a Nahumekh deck and I've got non-Necron cards, but actually, thinking about it, I don't think I end up using it this game. because all of my lower than 3 cost non-Necrons are ridiculously cheap and ineffective, and all of my effective non-Necrons are elites, so they don't qualify. So I think I need to take Drudgery out of my out of this deck. So possibly the Halfborn, the Cabalites, and possibly the Drudgery needs to go out, and put in a couple of other things. I would have liked to have seen a few more Necrons that trigger off the non-Necron factions. What sort of stuff could there be? We've already got plus attack, we've already got an area effect value, we've already got a minus HP. I don't know, maybe it would be something like the number of non-Necron factions you can ready that many times. That probably wouldn't work. Or after resolving an attack, also do damage equal to, so that you can attack more than one thing in a way. That might be a good one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't sure why he left there, because I feel like he probably could have won that. Oh no, I would have been able to swing first, so I probably would have won. But he now can do 11 points of damage at any point he likes, which I believe he's going to show me now. So he kind of should have just left the Viper there. I'm not sure why he moved it. Oh, so to avoid me dropping its hit points, I imagine. Yeah, fair enough. And he pings me, which I can shield, because I've got the Drudgery. I don't think I bother, though. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, okay. And obviously that's what I'm going to attack. But too late. Yeah, Archon Stereo, always good. I should have realised he's played some Dark Elder. I should have been planning around that. That's one of the things. I don't think I've got a backlash in this, and a lot of my fighting ability comes from elite units. So actually, if I swap out the Halfborn and the Drudgeries for backlash and maybe Earthcast Technicians, that might improve the ability of this deck to do something. So I'm hoping, I want to kill that Survivalist. I want it to be gone. I don't want it to be able to do anything anymore. He shields. I was going to take the massive hit from the Viper just so I could get rid of that Survivalist. It is so frustrating. So I take a huge hit, and he swings, and then I've got to get out of there. I mean, I'm done. I run away. I don't think I've won a single battle yet this game, have I? No, I've won a planet at least. I lose the other SDC, so that at least, that's a perfectly good discard. I'm very happy to lose an SDC fragment when I've already got one out. That's fine. And then, thinking ahead really nicely, he's gone to Planum, which means he can put that back into play, into the planets where he needs it, which is really nicely done. Good work. So those Vipers, because the mobile is simultaneously, any of them, both of them can get to any planet that's remaining, with the way that all works. Now there you go, there's my other cheap thing. Now I've got the Dread Command Barge on here. I feel like this is decent. Discard a non-Necron card to move the unit. I definitely can feel that, because I've got so many different factions that it's not always going to be a faction that I want to use. So I feel like the Command Barge is something I can use. Maybe that's something that could have been there. A Necron unit that discard a non-Necron card to ready this unit would be terrifying, to be quite honest. So if it was just a 1 or a 2 attack, decent, but so then it would be good for the Illuminor as well, because you'd be able to take a lot of damage on it and heal it up. Something like some sort of maybe like a 1/5 or even a 2/5 with 1 command hammer for 3 cost, some sort of Necron, and just the non-Necron fueling. I think that sort of a unit would be really great. I think for Nahumekh, that'd be cool. Yeah, And I show my hand, showed him that I had a fiend, even though it was his turn first. Okay, but that's fine. Yeah, so I just tell him to just do his turn. It's not like my turn would have changed drastically, and I'll just move it then. The Snotling, I don't think the Snotling would have been good. I was thinking maybe it would have been good to do a cheap Snotling, throw out a command barge or another arc to do a 3 at that point. If I'd put the Snotling out, that could have been alright. In fact, I might have even been able to do the command barge and the Doomsday arc if I'd have thrown the Snotling out. But I have no shields, and so he kills that, which means my non-Necron effect is reduced as well. Another one could be maybe a Necron support, discard X non-Necron faction cards, reduce the cost of the next Necron card by X, you know, so if I chuck out my Viper and my Trailblazer and my Snotling, the next Necron card I put out reduced by 3. That could be quite a cool way of doing it. Wild Rider Squadron, I'm running out of ideas here. He's got just so much movement between the jet bike, the jetback bike riders, the Vipers, being mobile himself so he can pull the Vipers around. And also the command barge, I use it anyway. I had worries, but I put it out anyway because those 3 hammers is just a really handy thing to be able to throw out. But I'm really aware that if I do use its ability to go and fight at Planet 1, for example, I will pull at least one Viper with me. And I could potentially pull them both, because he can just follow me. So that's a bit of a worry as well. I like the command barge. I feel like it's got some use there. I think I can use it. Yeah, see, all the Vipers are making it less useful, unfortunately. Webway. Now this is interesting because when I was putting together a Baharroth deck, I didn't really want the Webway because it doesn't cause movement, and I really liked pulling the Vipers around and all that sort of thing. But the swap effect still lets you set up so many good things. It's probably really worthwhile, actually. And what's he going to swap around here? Slith for Cabalites. I'm not sure why that happens. That's interesting. Go to Planet 1, I've got to put my big guy on Planet 1, it's my only chance. I don't have many other options here. Goes to 2, unsurprising. Oop. So I'm thinking I can Fiend to Planet 2, and then I can Shroud Cruiser back to Planet 1 if I need to. Or Shroud it over another way. Raiding Portal, yep, fair enough, of course. And I thought, oh, nice, he cancels that. But then I had a closer look, and you move it to a red planet. So it's any planet you win, but then it can only go to a red planet. So he can't put it there. I think do I offer him to take it back? I suppose it's a fair few moves further on though, so. What does he do with it? Oh yeah, it goes down and contributes to that first battle, that Planet 1 battle. It's fair enough, no problem with that. So I do manage to still win the planet, which is nice. Another cultist. I'm not fueling my ability there very much. And here I'm thinking I think want to pull my command barge over. I think. Oh, maybe I wanted to save it for a later battle. What have we got? I've got a red and a blue, he's got a green and a blue. This is a tricolour. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember if I wanted to pull it over or not. And now he can pull both Vipers to Planet 1 if he wants, or he can leave them there for the jet bike or squadron to pull. See this? I mean, oh, how do I deal with that? So do I do the Fiend? I should have. I wanted to. Yeah, I choose it. I take it. Cool. I want to kill that thing off. I want it to be done. I want it gone. And this seems like a pretty big plate. The Shining Blade has 3 shields to save 1 point of damage. But when you think about it, that is such a key linchpin unit that he's set himself up there on that planet in that form. It's hard to deny that that is an appropriate use of a 3-shielder. It does make me think that he doesn't have other shields, but he's got 11 cards, so it seems pretty unlikely that he has no other shields. So I'm trying to think, what events does he have that he could have shielded with, but he really wanted those events or attachments more than he wanted the Shining Blade, potentially. I want to be able to kill that if at all possible. I'm not thinking I'm going to be able to, but I really wish I could. Looking through my units, looking through what I'm going to have to deal with, and I'm completely forgetting as I look and think, what can I do? I'm paying no attention to the fact that I actually will have to deal with everything on Planet 2 also, realistically, to be able to win this planet. I'm just no chance at all. And then I say done, and what I really should have done is used the Shroud Cruiser on the Fiend to bring it back over and ping the Viper and hope he doesn't have a backlash, because that's the only chance I have of killing that big thing. Oh, I might get my action in. He might be very kind and say, oh, right, you silly bugger, you can do it. Oh, he's a good man. He's a good lad. Very kind of him. Okay, so yeah, there we go. I pull it over. I go for the Viper. And he shields it. Gift of Isha. I think he must have been saving the Gift of Isha at least, and that's why I got rid of the Shining Blade first. But yeah, at least I forced that to be used up in that fashion. It's not a big deal. He could have let it die and then paid the resources and brought it back in and hit me anyway, you know. But shielding it's probably better, because if he lives, it lasts through the combat phase and into the next phase. So the better use, save a couple of resources. But still, that's frustrating, that one. And I'm still only at 2 non-Necron factions, and what are we? We're turn 3? This is turn 4, isn't it? I should be at least 4 non-Necron factions still on the board to be having a decent effect with Nahumek's ability and the Doomsday Arc. I have no other actions, I've got nothing I can do. And what's it going to do? Bloody me, knock out one of those big beasties. What do we got here? Too many easy, lovely targets that he wants to take out, I guess. It goes for the Fiend. Fair call. I've got a chance of swinging for 3 with that one, so yeah, probably the better choice, but I've got no shields. So it's dead. That's it. It's gone. I'm probably going to swing at the Viper, because I don't mind being bloodied if I can just kill the blimmin' thing. Do I run away? Do I swing? I swing. See, this is part of playing me as I go. I get battle committed, you know, like, I'm going to kill that thing, even though it's probably not a good idea, you know. But he's still got 10 cards, and he's got to have a 2-shield. And he doesn't. Oh, wow. I killed it. I'm like, yeah, I killed that thing. Thank goodness it's dead. and then he bloodies me. I think it's one, yeah, he bloodies me. So that was that. And then he's going to cause me some damage on the big thing. And then I was thinking, at this stage in the game, because obviously I'm voiceovering, I'm sure you've noticed by now, but I was thinking, oh great, I can take a couple of hits, and then I can ready an area effect or to a big hit on Baharroth. My Doomsday Arc might be alright. And then he brings over the jet bike and the Viper, which I'd completely forgotten were there. I'd completely discounted them. And so there we go. He kills me, and I'm like, that's not good. Let's see, I was hoping to scare you off. Yeah, I was hoping, haha, I've got some things on Planet 1, don't come and fight me with your giant army of death and destruction and doom. Oh dear. Another non-Necrom faction thing that could be good would be something like similar to Soul Seizure with Urian, but like play an event from your opponent's discard pile that matches the and your enslaved faction. You know, that would be quite an interesting thing. It would have to obviously be bloody expensive, but like if I could play a Doom out of his discard pile sort of thing, that could be really quite an interesting idea, you know. Alright. I have to stop him on this planet, or he wins. I have 2 Halfborns and a Doomsday Arc, and that's all, and a bloodied Warlord. I keep clicking the wrong button. Set my enslavement dial. I go with the Snotlings. That's probably a silly idea. I probably should have done the Possessed and just tried to swing away. I think I want to put out the Doomsday Arc, because, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll fuel that, because I know he's got lots of things. So if I can fuel at least Area Effect 2, jeez, Area Effect 2, at least there's something there. So, but this is turn 5. I've had a lot of games where at this point of the game, last couple of planets, I'd had a Doomsday Arc sitting on Area Effect 5, you know, Area Effect 4 or 5, and you know, that's a scary proposition. They have to do something to deal with that, because it kills just about everything. But of course, being mobile, having all his movement effects, a lot of the time he can jump in only when he needs it, and so he can ignore the area effect a little bit if he would so choose. So here comes the Bone Singer. I'm expecting another Viper at this point. Oh, he's got 2 Bone Singers, sorry, yep. Snivel and Grot, just fuel that. At least I've got Area Effect 2, which is shocking at this stage of the game. So yeah, I think I'll change that. Backlash, Earthcast Technicians, and actually, if anyone's willing to play the Black Crusade League, probably throw in a couple of Harbingers of the, Harbingers of the Storm? That would be really good for me too. I'd just be able to, you know, I could put that out and then play a Harbinger of the Storm and put out the Vashya as well. And, you know, that adds up a little bit more. You know, those sorts of things. I feel like I could have quite a fun Nahumekh deck with that Black Crusade Necron cards. And some of those suggestions I've made in this game, I'd love to see. I know Black Crusade is only doing the one-off, but if anyone from the Apoca group are listening, if you guys want to make some of those cards, that would be quite nice. I'd be keen. Put a little nod to Slanesh Devotee on there somewhere. I'd be very appreciative. Put out the Cultist. Something at least. So what's he? He's attacking for 3. He's a 3/4. Not that impressive. And then there's a Wraith Knight. I mean, not really surprising, you know, in a sense. It's a perfect thing for him to save for those last important battles. He's got the 2 things, so it's a Wraith Knight for cost of 2. Can't fault him. That's a fantastic move. And he's got his webway set up, so he can get those Baled Hands out and put in something else. Look at that. It's great. Great. One of the things I would have liked to have seen also would have been a Wraith-based Eldar Warlord. Something that triggered the Spirit trait more often. A Wraith Seer, which is basically a Wraith Lord. Actually, there are no Wraith Lords in the game, are there? We've got the, what is it, the Wraith Blade that readies itself. We've got Yandon Wraith Guard, but we haven't got Wraith Lords, which is sort of like a giant Wraith Guard, not quite as big as a Wraith Knight. They were a really, what's the word, iconic Eldar thing for a long time, and there's none in Conquest. I would have really liked to see a Wraith Lord, another Spirit, another Drone. It would have probably had to have been somewhere like a 4-cost, something pretty big and chunky. Yeah, actually other things would have been great, would have been some of the Eldar supports, the Vibro Cannons and the Distort Cannons that they have as artillery pieces. Would have loved to seen some of them. I'm not sure what they would have all done, but yeah, a Wraith Lord would have been really cool. Something like a 4/4 with 1 command, potentially. It would have been a Spirit and a Drone for sure. What would have gone well with it? Oh yeah, just showing what I'm doing, so I moved Command Barge over, so I've at least got a little bit more there. I'm not putting Nahumekh on the first planet, because he'd just kill me. But I'm pretty done. Yeah, Wraith Lord would have been good. Baharroth coming over. Oh yeah, he mobiles that there, and then it can all come over with the squadron if he needs it. So this is obviously just kind of clean up at this stage, but let's just quickly work our way through. Oh, look at that! I just noticed I drew the Staff of Command as my last draw of the game. I mean, come on, why? Haha, I can stop you hurting me. Oh, if that had been earlier, would have been really good. Oh dear. Alright, work our way through it. So I survive with the Command Barge. Normally I would try and hurt his kill his Warlord. That would be my goal, is see if I can kill the Warlord, even though I won't win. But I don't even go for my morale victory that I often do. Shields it. Oh, come on, man. And what does he do? He's going to finish me off pretty quickly here. That's good. Use an Archon Stare to get rid of one thing. Yeah. I mean, you look at what's on my side of the field, and there's just nothing hugely powerful, is there? You know, there's just not enough there. Really isn't. The backlash would have stopped that, and that other one as well, which would have been good if I'd have had some backlash. Earthcast Technicians, I probably would have hit that staff sooner and been able to get out, fuel my non-Necron stuff a bit faster. Yeah. Bang. Bang. And oh yeah, just to put the icing on the cake. And I'm going to draw, because what do I draw? I get a shield! It's too late now. Oh dear, and there you go, that's it. Ah well, always a good time to play Team Mind. Look out for him if you're on Octagon, he's good fun. And I'm going to work on this Nahumekh deck a little bit, maybe with some of the new cards as well, see what I get. After the Black Crusade, after the Apoca cards, if you find me on Octagon, I'm quite keen to just play all the cards and kind of see how they go. So hit me up if you see me, or send me a message or something, and I'd love to play you. See you later, guys.